Even the cows in this flooded land know that this reptile with a mean face is not as dangerous as man's imagination has set it up to be. The first European travelers who ventured into this area also told stories about giant rats. And they were undoubtedly referring to the capibaras, who were not precisely rats, although they are rodents of an unsettling size, so unsettling that they are the largest in the world, weighing 50 kilograms and perfectly adapted to life on land as well as in the water. In Venezuela, they are known as chigüires, and in other South American countries as carpinchos. At any rate, and regional denominations aside, this is a powerful and unmistakable mammal. Its hooves have membranes between the toes, permitting it to swim perfectly, and its bite is disproportionate. The capibara is an unusual rodent that looks enormous to us, but not as enormous as was its ancestor, the Notohydrochoerus. It was similar, but in the Pliocene it reached a length of almost 2 meters. That is, a rodent as big as a rhinoceros, to whom these plains surely seemed very small. The capibaras are very sociable, and just one male dominates family groups of up to 20 individuals. They make love at night, like everybody else does. Bathed in moonlight, these capibaras live their mating period in groups. The dominating male marks the love path through which the receptive females will pass. The sexual encounters are tender and fleeting, an exchange of energy that will culminate after 4 months of pregnancy in the birth of a litter of up to 8 pups. The fruit of a passionate and single night of marshy sex, with spectators included. Capibaras are herbivorous and feed from the same graze as the cows. They can defy any predator when in group formation, including the jaguar, and with luck can live a good 15 years, the average longevity recorded by the mastozoologists who study them. When they get old, they begin to separate themselves from the group, and if they feel that death is near, they will permanently move away from the group and face it alone. This is how we found this old female capibara on the verge of becoming a part of the food chain. It died while taking its last bath, and now its funeral is the banquet for other inhabitants of the river. Jacarés and piranhas will put its corpse to good use. Nothing is wasted in the Pantanal, and this old capibara resuscitates by feeding other animals, as in a Tibetan ritual. All this energy cannot be destroyed in such a perfect ecosystem. It simply transforms itself by way of the digestive system of the carnivorous fauna. The bones are gone in half an hour. The smaller species of piranha take care of the ribs, and the larger ones, the extremities and the head. But all this has just begun, and the appetite of this school of black piranha has been activated. They don't always attack, only when it's worthwhile. And it looks like today it is. One capybara is fine, but it's not enough for these fish that have the appetite of a lion. Surely there's something more around there to eat. Man is at the height of the ecological pyramid, but not just any man. Today, fate is in the hands of Ivan and Palmiro. They ate the capybara, and now they will be eaten. That's how things are. Greed got the better of them. This morning's fishing is in itself a masterclass in natural history, the theory and practice of ecological balance. These piranha will taste today more than ever of capybara, but the broth will be delicious and will magnify Ivan and Palmiro's sexuality, so they tell us. Something we don't think is very recommendable in this hacienda, because there are only 2 women and they're both married. Anyway, they know what they're doing. The jacarés also take advantage of the situation. There's something for everybody in turbulent waters. Although it may not seem like it, the piranhas also win out. Their overpopulation needs losses, and between man and reptiles, this natural elimination is guaranteed. Its fierce bite is just as effective on land, so the hook has to be taken out of its mouth very carefully. No one should consider themselves absolute winners. Palmiro turns quiet and very serious. A hungry jacaré is no joking matter. Let's keep our distances, brother. The landscape and its inhabitants become one. Some die so that others can continue living. A rule that obeys natural cycles, cycles which our species should not take lightly. To obtain proteins, the inhabitants of the Great Pantanal must sometimes turn to incredible beings such as this one, a large piranha. A truly beautiful piranha, which I handle by its gills, not as harmless as it may seem because it was caught a few minutes ago and is still going strong. Strong enough for me to show you with my pantaneira knife, but it still has some important teeth there, in the upper and lower jaw as well. It's an important Pantanal predator, and strong enough to bite this knife and prove that it is still alive and kicking. There are not only animal proteins here in the Pantanal, there are also, as we can see, dangerous fish. The bovine is the animal group that man best handles. Man is owing to it and therefore takes good care of it. Without hurrying, but without dallying, they have the cows pass into the yard through this sort of bullpen, called a tronco here. To make them go in, they manipulate these trap doors, the coretos, and have them move in one by one without any possibility of going back. Today is Roundup Day, and the calves also have to be branded with the Hacienda seal. This task full of action, reflexes, bull handling, and tumbles is called divisar by the Pantaneiros. Up until last night, these steer were roaming around freely like the capibaras or the deer. And today, they will not have a hand laid on them without showing their anger. This is a challenge for true cowboys. They're not office workers, and they enjoy their own particular party. Apart from the rush of adrenaline, before nightfall, they'll have branded 50 calves. Look at the effect the piranha broth has on young Ivan. Teamwork. That's the secret that makes this group of men function so well. These men live far away from any city during sometimes a 6-month period, and during the rainy season, they can only leave here by plane. Camaraderie, besides being a human virtue, is a guarantee of a job well done in Bahia Dom Bosco. The individual is important in the Pantaneira society, but much more important is knowing how to live in community.